Hello guys, welcome to Coder's Paradise. And in this video, we are going to learn about how we are going to, consider or find all the pairs in an array. So this question is a very basic array operation where we need to, consider or find all the pairs, all the possible pairs in an array. So let's get started with an example. So let's take an example of an array as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now, as we all know that the index of an array starts with 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we will just, create pairs with the indexes. Okay. So the first will be 0, comma 1, then 0, comma 2, 0 comma 3. Just a minute, I have missed 0 comma 0. Okay, just hold. So first pair will be 0 comma 0, then we will 0 comma 1, then we have 0 comma 2, 0 comma 3, 0 comma 4, then we will have 1 comma 1, 1 comma 0, sorry, then 1 comma 1, 1 comma 1, then we have 1 comma 2, then we have 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4. Okay, then we have 2 comma 0, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, and 2 comma 4. We have, then again we have 3 comma 1, 3 comma 0, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 3 comma 3, and 3 comma 4. Then we will have 4 comma 0, 4 comma 1, 4 comma 2, 4 comma 3, and 4 comma 4. So these are the all active, not active, the all possible pairs in an array. So how we can find this pair? So there will be an program or algorithm to find this. So let's just write this. So first understand how we are going to find. So first of all, what we are doing is we are starting with the first number. We are starting here, and then we are iterating and finding all other elements. So we will start with this 0, and we will start with 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Similarly, in the next iteration, what we will do is we're going to fix the second element, and we will start again from the first element. So here we can explain for our example 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What we will do, we will first fix 1, and we will start with 1. So we will take 1, then we will go to 2, we will take 1, 2, then we will go to 3, we will print 1, 3, then we will go to 4, and we will say 1, 4. And similarly 1, 5, and again for 2 as well, we will do this for 3, and so on. Okay. So let's just go quickly and write the program. Okay. Then we will move to our one of the question that we will solve. So let's first learn about how we are going to find the pairs. Okay. So let's suppose our input array is ARR. Okay. Our input array is ARR of size n. Okay. Of size n. Okay. Now let's write. So we will start with first for loop. Just a minute. It's not 0. It will be n, and then I plus plus. Okay. Then we will have again a 4. J is smaller than n, and j plus plus. Okay. So what we need to print is total number, our all the possible pairs. Okay. So what we will do, we will print ARR of I and ARR of j. After which we will print a new line here. Okay. And this way we are going to consider all the pairs of inside an array. So as we also so now let's just discuss about the time complexity here. So we know that we have two loops. It will run n times, and it will again run n times. So one loop is inside other. It means that for each value we are iterating the whole array. Therefore our time complexity is big of n square, and space complexity is big of 0, big of 1, because we are not considering any extra space here. So this is the whole idea of how we are going to consider all the pairs in a given particular question, or how we are going to find all the possible pairs in an array. So this is just a basic method we are going to now what we are going to do is we are going to use this idea and to solve some particular problems. So let's just look at one of the most, like, it is a very popular question and it's a very easy level question. So let's just take that. So we will write this question. Question is, given an array of integers of size n, find the pair of elements whose sum is equal to k. So k will be a value of sum. And there are some constraints here, constraints or restriction. So for a particular pair x comma y, for a particular pair x comma y, x is not equal to y. Okay, x is not equal to y, and x comma y and y comma x cannot be considered. Means, if what does it means, like, if you have found a pair 1 comma 2, then 2 comma 1 we don't need it, we have to count only them as a one pair. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's take one example. Let's take the similar example. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's suppose we want to find, and here k will be equal to 6. Okay, so here what we need to find, we need to find the two pairs of the elements whose sum will be equal to 6. Okay, so here what are the two elements? So we have 4 and 2, and we have 5 and 1. Okay, so 4 and 2 equal to 6, and 5 plus 1 equal to 6. So how we are going to find this? So if we talk about the very basic or a brute force approach, so what we can do is we can use this to solve this. But in this, what will happen is, like, if we are going with this approach, the approach that we have discussed, this program, what will happen? Let's see. So there are few constraints which will there are few these constraints that will get violated here. So how? Let's see. Let's suppose we are considering all the pairs. So it will be 1 comma 1. Okay, so this is not valid, we cannot take this. Okay, so first of all, one thing is there, like, whenever we are approaching this kind of problems where we need to find some pairs in an array, we need to first consider all the pairs in an array. Okay, so let's go step by step and find all the pairs, then we will find how we are going to fulfill these constraints. So let's write all the possible pairs. So we'll write 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 5, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 2, sorry, 2 comma 4, I will write it clean, and 2 comma 5. Then 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 3 comma 4, and 3 comma 5. Then we have 4 comma 1, 4 comma 2, 4 comma 3, 4 comma 4, and 4 comma 5. Then we have 5 comma 1, 5 comma 2, 5 comma 3, 5 comma 4, and 5 comma 5. Okay, so now what are the different pairs? We have 5, 1 and 5. Okay. And then we have 4 and 2. Oh, sorry, 4 and 2. These are the two pairs where, or it can be 2 comma 4 or 5 comma 1. But if you are considering 1 comma 5, then we don't need to consider 5 comma 1. So let's see. First of all, if you see this all the pairs in an array, you can see we need to ignore these value where x is not equal to y. We need to consider only the pairs where x is not equal to y. X is means the our the indices means if we are considering 1 and 1, then here you can see I and j or x comma y both are equal. So we don't need to consider. So if you check here, you can see we need to ignore this part. Okay. Now we have two triangles. If you see, this is the upper triangle and this is the lower triangle. So basically, if you check, if we are ignoring these values, if we ignore these values, we can see both these triangles are same. This triangle A and this triangle B, both are same. Means 2 comma 1 and 1 comma 2 will produce the same sum. Similarly, 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 3. So this will produce the same sum. There will be no changes. So in this question, our constraints are like we need to we don't need to consider those values where x is equal to y. We don't need to consider, and also we also don't need to consider a pair like 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. We can only pick one. So what we can do in our question, in our solution, is that we can pick only one portion of the triangle. It means either the triangle B or the triangle A. Okay. So let's write the solution for this. So first of all, we know our input array is ARR of size n. Okay. We can consider n as anything you can. So now we will start writing the algorithm for this. So we'll write, we will have two loops again because we need to, iterate. We need to find the pairs. So we need at least two. Okay. So for int I is equals to 0, I is smaller than n, and I plus plus. Now there will be a second loop as well here for int j equals to. Now from where the j will start. So let's suppose we are here at 1. We are here at 1. So we don't need to start with the same place where our current element is, because we don't need to take 1 comma 1. We need to take 1 comma 2. So we will start from the next element. We will start from the next element. It means from 2. We will start the internal loop from 2. Okay. So int j will be equal to I plus 1, because we were starting from the next index. Till where we will be going? We will be going till, sorry, this will not be I, this will be j. J is smaller than n, and we will write j plus plus. Now inside which, what we will take a variable. Let's take a variable count. Int count equals to 0 for counting the number of pairs. Now what we will check, if ARR of I plus ARR of j is double equal to k, what we will do, we will just increment our count. Okay. And then we will print or return whatever you want the count value. Okay. So now let's again understand this, how we are considering a triangle in this pair, upper or lower. So currently we are considering the upper triangle. So let's just understand again with this code what we are doing. So we are starting here with the first loop. So let's take an example and understand. So we will starting with the first loop. We take the current element as 1. Okay. Here where we are doing, we are selecting here int I equals to 0. So here we are selecting our first element. Okay. Now what we are doing, we are going to j. We are coming inside the internal loop and we are saying J will start from I plus 1. I plus 1 will be the next element. So next element will be 2. Now 2 is considered. Similarly, the internal loop will like, now the internal loop will run for 1 and for the rest of the elements in the array. So next will be 1 comma 3, then 1 comma 4, and then 1 comma 5. Now when we go again in the external loop, we will start from 2. Okay, now I will increase to 1. So the first element in the array means the index element at the ith means the first index is 2. So we will start with 2. Now when we start with 2, j will become I plus 1. I is 1, so j will become 2. So the second element will be 3. Similarly, 2 comma 4 and then 2 comma 5. Next will be 3, so it will start with 4, 3 comma 5. Next is again our 4, so 4 will start with and 5. Next the 5 comma 5 will be not included, because let's suppose the 5 is the fourth index. I will start with 4. J will be equal to 4 plus 1, which will be 5, and j is smaller than n is 5. So is 5 smaller than 5? False. So this whole internal loop will not run. So we will be left with this portion of pairs, and this is the exact pair that we seen here is the upper triangle, right? So in this way, the main idea for bringing this question as well as this approach to you guys is that there are many problems that are based on finding a particular kind of pair in the array. So each and every problem we start approaching these problems with this idea. First we consider all the pairs. Okay, first we need to consider all the pairs, then we find some constraints over there, or some there are some clues in the questions. We do that in our pairs, and then we finally find the solution of that. So let's finally calculate time complexity. So the time complexity will be again big O of n square, because we are having two arrays and we are iterating over there, and the space complexity will be big O of 1, and because we are not using an extra space. This question can be solved more optimized with another approach, but that approach we will discuss in our some later videos, where we will discuss about more other algorithms. Then we will solve this question again with a better optimized time complexity. So that's all for this video, guys. Hope you like this video. Make sure to comment all your queries in the comment. I will check it, and make sure you like the video and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. I will be back with another video, another question, and another interesting session. So for now, bye bye, take care.